Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, the United States is now sending armored vehicles and military forces into Haiti. But let's go back a bit and look at a bit of history here. All right, Haiti is, and basically always has been, a colony for one force or another. At one time, they were a slave colony for the French. They overthrew the French and declared their freedom. As a result of that, they were declared in debt to the French, who declared a monetary loss because they lost their slaves. For 122 years, Haiti was paying the French for the freedom that they won by overthrowing the French from keeping them in slavery. In 1915 to 1934, the United States militarily occupied Haiti. And during that time, 40% of their gross national product, gross domestic product, was paid to the United States and to France. In 1994, the United States militarily invaded Haiti because of the 1991 military coup of the sitting president. And it was Operation Something Democracy, and it had nothing to do with democracy. Let's make that clear. Haiti has always been poor. Not because of lack of resources. They've got a tremendous amount of, human labor. Their major exports are clothing, 80% of which comes to the United States for corporate manufacturers like Levi's. Other exports are cocoa and vegetable oils. I've known a number of Haitians in my life, and they're always very pleasant people, very hardworking. You couldn't meet nicer people, really. I have never known a Haitian who was a jerk. Not once, ever. Now, that could be that, these are the ones that I've met in the United States, but, and in other countries, I don't know. I haven't been to Haiti, but I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Haitians as a people. So what is going on now? All right. Last year, the former president, Jovenel Moise, he was assassinated. And it is suspected that he was assassinated because he was going to crack down on narcotics, and that had a lot to do with that. He actually he didn't do a lot, but he did make some progress. He built, hydroelectric dams, electrical generating facilities, and agricultural reservoir, which would help to boost agricultural output. He built a number of roads in Port-au-Paix and different locations like that. So it seemed like he was making some kind of an effort to improve the country. Still, they are so poor that their per capita income, their GDP per capita, is annually is $1,814, which places them in between Zimbabwe and Uzbekistan. Even Kenya and Nigeria have higher incomes. The Congo, India, Ghana, all have higher incomes. While Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, the sitting president at the time was considering raising the minimum wage, and she talked him out of it. What was he going to raise the wage to? 65 cents an hour. What did she talk him into keeping it at? And where it is currently, 31 cents an hour. Yes. All right. So, and their biggest import is fabric to make the clothing which they export, which they manufacture for 31 cents an hour. So, current times, all right, the president last year was assassinated. And in his place was Henry, who was previously the prime minister under Moise, and is highly implicated in the assassination of the president. It's real funny that the United States and the UN have not called for elections since that time. Henry was not elected. There has not been an election in the past year since he took power. So the United States can call for, new elections in all kinds of countries, in Syria, wherever, Venezuela, they want a new election in Venezuela because they call the election of Maduro fraudulent. Never mind the fact that, there were 40 countries that monitored the election and declared it valid. But call for an election in Haiti? No. Because Henry is a U.S. puppet. He will do whatever the United States says to do. So there are massive protests and that are going on right now in Haiti because the government, Henry, announced the end of fuel subsidies, which would cause people to be unable to afford fuel and energy and so forth, and increase the price of food. So there are a lot of gangs in Haiti, and they're very large. Some of them are violent. When you impose such crushing poverty on people, that kind of happens. And they have blocked the port to stop oil and fuel imports into the country. Why? Because they don't want corporations making massive profits while, there's no way that they can even pay for it. So, so what is the response here from the United States? To send in military troops for an intervention to protect the puppet government. They have a cholera outbreak going on. We're giving Ukraine $80 billion since February. Is there any humanitarian aid going to Haiti? No. Not a single thing. Are we sending any medicine, any doctors? Are we intervening for a diplomatic resolution to the crisis there? The people are calling for Henry to step down. They want elections. They want democracy. They also want to expand trade with Russia and China and other countries. They want free trade, but they're blocked from doing this by the United States. Trade sanctions and embargoes and so forth and so on. That the United States holds an iron grip over Haiti, making Haiti still a colony of the United States. They don't have any freedom. They don't have the right to their own democracy. They don't have the right to anything except what the United States government says they have a right to. The U.S. response to everything is always violence, always a military intervention. When you see conditions such as those in Haiti with crushing poverty and denial of rights, you expect violence to occur. I'm surprised it's not more violence, but the fact is that they have been so conditioned to their conditions. They've been so desensitized to it for centuries that they're really not asking for all that much under the conditions. If they had been pushed into these conditions from a higher starting point, the violence would be much worse. In the 1915 to 1934 military occupation of Haiti, after that was over, Major General Smedley Butler said that he had spent his career in the Marines as a thug for U.S. corporations. This was in the 1930s. And the United States is still, the U.S. military is still acting as thugs for corporations. You can't look at it any other way. We will allow people to die of hunger and disease and deny every right to democracy. Oh, we're the beacon of democracy, but we're going to stand up and defend a sitting supposed to be interim president. Interim for how long? That nobody voted for, that was implicated in the assassination of the former president. We will defend that with violence. With violence. What's the answer to this? The UN should be stepping in, but instead, this military intervention by the United States is being condoned, endorsed by the United Nations. I think it's time for a different United Nations. I think that a United Nations is necessary, but not one that is a puppet of the United States and to corporate interests and so forth. We need a different structure to this. You can't send in a UN peacekeeping force in prior cases where they went in, they caused more violence than they prevented, and peacekeeping, the peacekeeping forces were, I mean, literally convicted of cases of rape on a wide scale. Anyway, I expect a real tragedy to be forming in Haiti right now. There's nothing you or I can do about it except to speak out against it. So, any chance that you get, call your elected officials and speak out against it. If you see, petitions, sign them. No U.S. intervention in Haiti. But it's kind of late since they're already there. I can't imagine being part of the military and taking part in this. This is just horrid. Anyway, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate whatever you can to help expand this channel. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.